Hey everybody, how are we doing? Today I am reporting to you from Crestline, California, and this is up in the San Bernardino Mountains in California. And luckily we know an investor who owns several properties, including this one back here, and this is a very nice property. I'm going to show you down the hill here, and let me just do a quick view for you. And we are very far up in the mountains here. My ears popped several times coming up here. I don't come up here that often, but we're looking at different properties up here because I know what's coming with this economy, and I know that eventually people living out here in these types of areas are going to be, in my opinion, the best equipped to deal with what's coming with the economy. And it's not just the economy. What happens with the economy also bleeds over into your safety. And when you have a lot of starving people, poor people, poverty, that's what happens. So this is the reason why we're up here, staying at this place. Tomorrow we're going to check out some Big Bear locations just to see what the area is like, to see if there's many grocery stores, to see what the people are like, the community, etc. So let me walk you around this property just a little bit here so you can kind of see where I'm at. The population up here is less than 10,000, I believe, as of 2020. Well, it's actually a little over 10,000. So it's not very populated. There are several houses around in this area, though, where I'm at. The trees are just enormous up here. And it gives a lot of great shade, and it really helps with the heat. I'm going to walk down some steps here. I have to be pretty careful. What I would be afraid of with the property up here, though, is these trees. If one of those ever comes down, your house is going to suffer some pretty severe damage. I'm out here on the back patio now, the downstairs patio. It's got an upstairs patio, a very nice home. Hopefully the air conditioning behind me won't be too loud. Let me go ahead and put the view back behind me here. A lot of woods. You can see somebody down there's got an RV. It's like with the tarp on the top, probably because the roof started leaking. And this particular property is even more awesome because it's got a guest house back here, which is just basically the size of a small bedroom, and it's got a bed in it, and that's about it. A bed and a shelf. Another thing that gives me a little hesitation is, and I'm going to sound like a wimp here, the size of the bugs. We killed a few spiders last night that were about this big, if you can see that, this big, and it was pretty concerning. It actually caused me to lose a little bit of sleep. That's how big the spiders were. But besides that, great area, and good people so far from the people we've met around here. And these are just things that I think about. And even if I don't get a permanent residence up here, it would be really nice to have a second residence or a place to go to if what does hit the fan. And I think we can all agree that at some point this thing's going to hit the fan, whether it's man-made and completely out of nowhere like a war, or if it's a famine where you get another shutdown and all of a sudden the supply chains are shut down again. You can't get food. The stores will run out of food in just a few days. This is the place to be. Speaking of tall trees, look what happened to this. So something came down on the top of this one. Just something to be concerned about out here with all these tall trees. It's beautiful shade and really helps out with the heat, but you have the risk of falling trees and branches, risk of fires, of course. But you just have to weigh the pros and the cons with anything, including where you're going to live. So the neighbors aren't too close, but not too far away either, so you don't want to walk outside naked. It's not that private as far as the places that we've seen. Now there are some more secluded homes out in this area that are going to be more expensive. The more privacy you get generally, the more expensive it is, and it's hard to find anything out here for less than $300,000. That's actually a pretty low price now for California. Those are really small homes, though. There's a lot of cabin type homes that are 500, 600, 700 square feet out here. We happen to be staying in one that's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and pretty big, over 1,800 square feet. So big for this area, actually. But we have just more signs that the economy continues to crater. We have ESPN laying off people now, and some big name broadcasters are being laid off here in the very near future from what I read. And you have to wonder, with all these layoffs, how can anyone still continue to say that nothing's wrong, that everything's fine, that things aren't going to get worse. There's people out there thinking that we're in some sort of economic recovery and that things are getting better, but we point out every video, statistics, news, etc., that proves that things are actually getting worse. Now, even though you may not realize it, because right now we still have banks that are allowing people to go further into debt. Why is that? Because you have a banking system that's continually propped up by fake fiat money that can be created, trillions of dollars at the click of a mouse. So it's very deceptive, because you can have people that are living paycheck to paycheck and broke, but yet they're still out purchasing things. They're still going to sporting events, baseball games, leading people to believe that everyone has money. But when you have the type of bank and the type of banking system and money that we have, it can be very, very, very deceptive. Okay, I'm taking a walk down the road here that leads to our place of residence here. And a lot of these properties are Airbnb. I'm getting kind of sun right now. A lot of these properties are being used as Airbnbs. And one of the things that kept home prices so elevated is the conversion over to Airbnb investments. And especially since 2020, that particular investment has really skyrocketed in value because of so many more people buying second homes and using these second homes to rent out as Airbnbs. So will these investors be able to keep paying their mortgages if the demand for Airbnb rentals slows down? So it's going to be very interesting. We could see millions of more properties come onto the markets if that were to change. Now, the last time I checked, there were over 2.2 million Airbnb homes in the United States. Now, if half or more of those came onto the property market for sale, then you could see that be a factor in prices when you have a big surge in inventory. So will that happen? We don't know. We don't know what type of rescue programs are going to come out for homeowners. We see that in Pennsylvania, people are facing foreclosure, and they're demanding the extension of mortgage assistance to where they won't get foreclosed even if they don't pay their mortgage. Again, something that we saw was huge in the past few years is people getting rescued, bailed out, homeowners getting bailed out. Over 7.5 million people had to get mortgage forbearance assistance. Otherwise, you would have seen a deflationary, meaning falling pricing in housing. You would have seen the housing bubble go bust. We didn't see mortgage forbearance back in 2008, 2009, 2010. So that's why this housing bubble busting is much different than it was back then. And I was one of the first ones, I think one of the only ones to point that out. I said home prices will not crash because we're in a new environment of rescues, endless money creation. And I'm not against saving people from losing their home, but look at what the high cost of living and high home prices are creating. Homelessness skyrocketing. So folks, we're going to wrap this one up here. Hope you enjoyed the scenery today. I might bring you another video from a different location here in a couple days. Thanks everybody for watching. Keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.